Hey you guys, and welcome to season 2 of Tea Time with Dagan. I'm so excited that we are having another season come on, and it's going to be a little different this season. We have video, so you'll be able to watch that on YouTube, and I will still be coming in through Apple and Spotify as well. I'm super pumped for the guests that will be on here this season and can't wait to hear what you guys think. So grab your tea and kick back and relax and enjoy this season with me and my friends. All right, guys, we have some new guests on here today. One I've known for a little bit, and the other I just met today.
Yes.
Miss Abbie and Sarah. Super excited for everything that we're going to talk about today and get into. And first, I want everybody just to know who y'all are. Quick little tidbit.
Okay. I'm Abbie Brome. I am a teacher, 5th grade teacher. It's the best grade ever. Couldn't double my salary to teach kindergartners.
No. So takes a special person.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher, love sports. I have 2 babies at home, Parker and Palmer. They just turned, Parker's about to be 5 on Friday.
That's crazy.
And Palmer just turned 2.
That's wild, too.
They are 90-0
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Let's see what else. Met Sarah at school.
Yeah.
So we're both teachers, and that's about it. Pickleball. But I had knee surgery recently, so I cannot play at the moment.
How many knee surgeries have you had?
8.
It's awful. You should be sponsored. This should be sponsored by TOC or whoever you use.
Well, and that's how we met, is because I had knee surgery, and they wheeled me into a post-op room, and there you stood. You were my nurse.
I was. That's so weird and also cool how instantly connected.
I know. We chatted for a while.
We did.
It was fun. I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
God's so cool. And then look at us now.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
All right, Miss Sarah. What grade did you teach?
3rd grade.
Okay, that's a great grade too.
Yeah, I would say that's the best grade. But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't taught 5th, so she could be right, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I have a 17-month-old. He turned 17 months last week. Taught with Abbie for a little bit, and then decided to stay home with him.
Yeah.
Prayed about it for a long time, and it just was right at the moment. So,
That's awesome. So was that both of y'all's first job, like in a school, that school that y'all were in together as teachers?
Together, yes.
Yeah,
we've
together.
been Creekside together. But then I taught in Montgomery, and then I taught in Huntsville, and then I've been at Creekside for, this is my 5th year maybe there. This is my 12th year teaching altogether.
That is crazy.
So
don't you feel old when you say how long you've been in your career now?
Yeah.
I'm like, I should
and the
be
kids
like 24.
always want to how old are you, Miss Brome? And I'm just like, well, why don't you take a guess?
Yeah.
And this year was the first year they guessed in the 30s.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, great. Now it's really showing that I've been here for a long time.
I love when people say, you've got to be like 26.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you so much. I'll receive that 100%. But not at all.
Yeah.
I taught in Birmingham City and then in Talladega County for several years, and then moved here. And I only taught with you for like a year and a half. Mm-hmm. But I think we hit this off right when I stopped teaching. So it was just very fast and fluid, and here we are.
Yeah. So I have them on today for like several reasons. Y'all started a business. When did y'all start the business?
About this time last year. Yeah, almost 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's called Socials and Soirees. I can't talk today.
Very fancy.
It is very fancy. But I remember y'all posting, I don't know, maybe it was, what is that show that was so popular? It is still popular.
Bridgerton.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like a Bridgerton,
down paper.
like invite or something. And I was like, they just got it going on, which creativity-wise, I mean, seriously, is awesome. But tell us like a little bit about why, and you could do your individual stories of just like why you wanted to step out in this. And then first, before you say the why, kind of tell everybody what it is, like the business.
Okay. So I guess our business is just party planning, any event like small to large.
Okay.
We are definitely comfortable doing. I think it started from like a love of being able to plan parties. Abbie came to me and was like, "Hey, I'm planning Palmer's birthday and I'm having so much fun. Do you want to help me?" And I was like, "Sure." And so I think just we have so much in common, and so the love for just helping others too, like with teaching, and then our classroom turned party turned just helping people, I guess, and sharing like all the small moments and little details. And Abbie's really, really good at that, and so I felt like I could just step in and help.
So now, was your classroom as impressive as her classroom is?
They're very
more than mine.
No.
Because I would love to see pictures of your classroom. Because if y'all haven't seen Abbie Brome's classroom on social media, it is amazing. It is impeccable.
It's perfect.
It's
I
very
think
cool.
that's like my creative outlet too at school is like my room and taking pride in like what it looks like and making it homey for the kids. And I know that's what you did in your third grade classroom.
Right.
We were actually asked to do a little art project in the hallway. And so Sarah and I, it's like this big bulletin board type thing in the hall that everybody will see when they come into the school. And so Sarah and I were like, okay, we'll just go do it we'll do it. So we stayed late one night. We ended up, we were finished with it, but we just kept on talking, and we were just like, we need to do something together because we just mesh really well, and our conversation flows, and we have the same exact ideas. Like if I'm thinking something, she's going to say it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So we just really complement each other really well. And if I'm not good at something, she is phenomenal at it, and vice versa. So we kind of just finish each other's sentences in a really great way, and it rolls over so well with party stuff because I can think of something and I didn't think of that. Great, let's do that. Or she'll come up with something, or she'll come to the house with something that she's already created. I'm just like, how in the world did you come up with that? But
I love it.
It's just a really good complementing like friendship and relationship and just business partners. Like it just rolls throughout our whole entire time being together.
It is a huge blessing.
Because having a business with someone that's like, period, can be very difficult. You got to have like a lot of communication. Y'all know, y'all have done it for a year, right?
Right.
So as far as why, I like the whole story of y'all. That's cool that y'all started with a bulletin board art thing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So whenever you're like, okay, we seriously should do this. So what's the why behind that? You think individually and together?
So I think once she made the decision to leave teaching, of course I was super sad to like not see her at school. It was just like, please don't. But I understood 100% why she was doing it. I think you might have been home a couple days and texted you and was just like, all right, you ready to start that business we talked about? Because one of us is at home now. So we might could pull it off.
Right.
She's just like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So I think I had so much fun planning Parker's birthdays in the past and like just took pride in that, and I wanted to give that to other people too. So, and everybody kind of wants that look or that Pinterest party or like, somebody may not be able to do it, and that's where we can just kind of step in and just be somebody that does it for them or helps them plan, or if somebody has an idea or has no ideas, it can be from scratch, or just to be honest with you, just helping people and creating those like core memories of walking into a birthday party and you see your kid and they see something that they love, or we can kind of get into that later about our little frozen party we did, but that's kind of how it came to be, I guess.
Yeah, and I think for me, like being at home, I like use my classroom as my creative space. And I was always making stuff and sharing it with my coworkers and like, Sarah, can you make me this? Can you make me that? Absolutely. I just feel like we were both very good at that, and like it was exciting, and I didn't want to let that side of my creativity go, and so it naturally flowed into parties, which I love doing even in my classroom, like room transformations and stuff like that. And so, like we've already said, but just giving back like you do to your kids in the classroom, it's just natural to want to do that for others. And being at home, I could still have, not the relationship, but like I could spend the time I wanted to with my son and give him all of me, but still have a creative outlet for myself that didn't feel like work.
And it gives you joy, it gives you energy.
Right. And with teaching, part of the decision to leave was I didn't want to sacrifice the teacher I was. and wanted to continue to be, or the mom. And everyone's like, well, just let something slide or slack. And I can't do that.
Yeah, you know your personality well.
Right. And so I wanted to be 100% in both directions. And I feel like the party business and working with Abbie has let me be 100%, but in a way that works for me and my family.
Yeah.
So
what was the hardest part about leaving the classroom?
For me, I had just gotten to Creekside. It felt like I was just there. But I had given so much of myself to teaching before I had my son. It was all I knew. It's all I wanted to spend my time doing. And it was really hard to walk away after building relationships and friendships and working so hard for so long to be the teacher I was.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to like pull back, and it still makes me emotional because like just the investment.
Yes.
And the relationships.
Well, you work so hard for a career and your degrees and your just like what you've worked for to be like that's what you're choosing to be the rest of your life.
Yeah, and
choosing
even
to step back from it.
Even now, like the hey Miss Otts, how are you? Every morning, the little hugs, like all of that means so much. And then when it's gone, it's like, oh, well, maybe I was like actually really cool to someone for a little bit of time.
I'm sure you were.
No, I have a lot of her students that she had in third grade 2 years ago in my class this year. And so I'll go in and I'll say, guess who I was with this weekend? And they're like, you're with Miss Otts, weren't you? I was like, yeah. Oh, I just miss her so much. And like they're like mad at me that I was with her because they can't see her. I'm like, sorry.
Why doesn't she come?
Celebrity appearance.
I need her to make an appearance in the classroom and read a book or something.
Yeah. That is hard though. I mean, I even remember changing jobs. I wasn't like staying at home, but just going from one job to the next can be really hard because you're letting go of, like you said, like relationships. You're like, are we going to stay close? Are people going to check in on me? Like, am I still going to have all this stuff? Am I still going to have that passion? If I ever go back, will I be the same?
Right.
You know, like all these like uncertainties.
And see, this is, I feel like where God just showed up for me because I had moved from Talladega County from a school I adored and still do. And Creekside just like happened. They called me and like where I was placed at the time was just perfect. I don't think I could have written it up any better. And so just like his goodness right then was all I needed, and it's worked out like so well. But just the like fresh air from being so worried about will I make friends at my new job and we're moving where we have nobody and things like that. It's just worked out so well. So
God works in amazing ways that way, especially when you're so worried about something like that. And that can be very nerve-wracking. So I know you want to talk a little bit about it. We won't have to go in full detail. But Abbie has a very unique, unfortunate story that you had mentioned to me before has brought some healing to you, opening this business. We all might cry.
Probably.
We all may cry.
Probably.
Talk about it.
Try to keep it vague-ish.
Yes.
No, so 2 years ago, my husband passed away. And so clean as a whistle, like healthy, all the things. It's a Hallmark story is what it is, basically. Yeah. But I was pregnant with Palmer, about 7.5 months pregnant with her. We knew that like we wanted to have 2 kids. That was it. Like we were having her. Great. We have a boy and a girl. We can be done. So he was really excited about being a girl dad. Yeah. Parker kind of like latches onto me more, I guess, being like his mama. Like boys love their mamas.
Yes, they do.
So which I love. But I was ready for him to like have that relationship that I had with Parker, just to see him with Palmer. She was already wrapped around his finger and wasn't even here yet.
I'm sure.
It was going to be interesting to watch. But so just during the middle of the night, he was breathing weird. He just started breathing weird, I guess, or not breathing, I guess. And so trying to wake him up, all the things, couldn't get any kind of consciousness out of him. And so I had to do CPR on him that night and ended up like ambulance got there in no time. I mean, it was less than 5 minutes. Which
wow.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing I did was like throw on some more clothes and called 911 and they were there in less than 5 minutes, which was great. So they basically like rushed me out of the room and took him to ICU. And so he was in ICU for several days, but ended up passing away of a heart attack that's kind of all we know.
And how old was he?
33.
Okay, that's what I thought.
About to be 33. I had just turned 33. So it was my birthday also. So that all happened. And then having her was probably like one of the hardest moments ever. It might have been up there with like his funeral day, like having her, just like not having like my husband in there with me, trying to have our second child.
Your support person.
Everything worked out great that day, though. She was healthy and it was easy and all the things. But the healing of going home and then just being like ultimately alone, like right in that moment. I have like a brand new newborn, and then I have a crazy 3-year-old who's just like his daddy. So
right, and 3-year-old boys are on a whole nother level. So they told me at school, they were like, do not show back up here, do not come into school, like you can start your next school year when this next school year comes back around. So I'd already planned to be at home after I had Palmer anyway, so I had that other little short bit from December to having her, which was good to just be at home with just Parker and try to get my life together as much as possible. But yeah, so that for the first year, it's like keeping your head above water. Like it's truly trying to figure out like, how am I going to go about my day? Or, and we were like just our own little family unit. I mean, I couldn't have done it without friends and family for sure. I had to have a huge support system. But through all of that, like I didn't want to also not do something for myself. But like immediately I feel guilty if I go do something because the other parent's not there watching the kids. Like I feel like I'm the one that's always gone or the one that's always right.
But that's just how it's working right now. I don't think in 20 years my kids are going to say, hey, remember that time where you went to... No. They're not going to do that. Right. So in the moment, I feel guilty. Like it's the mom guilt. Like we've all felt it before. It is such a real thing. But that's been a hard thing to kind of figure out and let go. But when I went back to school, I guess I was just kind of going through the motions. And just once you've been a teacher for a while, it's easy to do. It's easy to slip into that kind of. Oh yeah, well I've taught this before several times. I'm not going to tweak it at all, or I've got this class that I've got. I don't know. There's just several things you can change every year to make yourself better as an educator. So I don't want to say I did that, but I was just kind of in that mindset of just like, all right, I'm just trying to make it through my day at this moment.
Which who could blame you?
Which, I was dealing with like a trauma and a tragedy and a new baby. And it was just kind of like there was so many layers to it, I guess. Yeah. And it was hard because I had no warning. I think that's like the biggest thing is like zero warning. I mean, he had played pickleball the day before and then walked 18 holes of golf like 2 days before. So there was like no sign, no warning. And I think that's what I had the most trouble with too in the beginning was that reason. But I pour so much into teaching too, and like my classroom and all the things. But I just needed almost like one more thing to kind of like fill my void of just sitting at night when I'm at home.
I mean, feeling alone.
When both of my kids are in the bed and I'm kind of like twiddling my thumbs a little bit. Let me get my computer out and do something random, or let me like come up with some cool history lesson, or let me do some weird something. So, I don't know, just like the party thing. I was like, I'm also trying not to mask my feelings either. Like I wanted to make sure I wasn't spending so much time doing something else where I can't actually deal with grief or deal with other things that I actually do need to deal with, and not just pushing them to the side. But now I think I have a good balance of that. Like, of course, I do stay busy on purpose, and sometimes that's because I don't want to deal with it at the moment, and that's okay at the moment. But with the party stuff, I just feel like it was for me. I've going to school and doing this party business, I've never felt that it is a job. And like the 11 years that I've taught, like when school rolls around at the beginning of school, like I don't ever feel like I'm going to a job.
That's amazing.
And I've never felt that way.
Right.
I just feel like I'm going to school. Like but I've done that forever. Like I have always had a school schedule, and I think I would go crazy if I was in the real world having like I could go to lunch lunch, like out to lunch for an hour, drive somewhere and go to lunch.
I mean, when I
wouldn't
started
even know
staying
what to
home,
do.
I was like, this is what normal people do
I know.
at like 11?
People are out and about.
Yeah.
Or like, but then you're like, oh, well, you have to work during Christmas and all that. You know,
Yes.
like having the same schedule as your kids is great.
Yes.
And that's also what I wanted too. And so being a teacher is also wonderful in the situation that I am in too with the kids. And
That's so
Parker is going to get to come to school with me this next August, and he'll start kindergarten. I know.
That's wild.
I know. He's going to be a hot mess. It's okay.
And the best.
I told the
be
team, I was like,
great.
do not call my classroom phone. Just send him to the principal's office.
Yes.
Don't call me.
You sound like my
Yeah.
mother. That's what I was like, I just knew she was right down the hall.
I know.
I grew up going to school with her.
Yes,
Mhm.
you did.
Mm-hmm. So I
Yeah.
understand that.
So just, I don't know. Grief is a weird thing. And
it's like you were hit twofold. Like, it was almost like I
Yeah.
thought about you last night, just like praying about like this and just like imagining like, if I could even be in your shoes for 5 seconds of just like you were knocked off of this like really pretty, gorgeous yacht because
Yeah.
John was like which the 5 seconds I knew him of talking to him, he's just really funny and like the way he looked at you and just like it was, you could tell y'all were like best friends, you know?
right.
And anything that anybody should have in a marriage, you know, like my husband is my best friend. Like that's what it should be like.
Yes.
And he was just, you know, funny, messing around with me, messing around with you, and you're like still under anesthesia a little bit. I'm
Like,
who
leave
is
me
this guy?
alone.
Yes. He just made me laugh so hard for just meeting him. So I couldn't imagine living a life with him, you know.
It was a wild ride.
I
let me tell
bet.
you.
I bet. And then that's kind of, as I guess, a picture of just like you're on this gorgeous yacht, you have everything that you could have ever wanted, and then you get knocked off, and you're just in the water. And then you're just, here comes another wave, and here comes another wave, and I've told you before, when I heard everything, I mean, I got sick to my stomach for you. And like, I'm not even like related to you. I'm not even like one of your best gal pals. I can't even imagine your closest circle, like what they had felt for you, you know, because the community of just had felt for you. Because I mean, you just don't hear of things like this, you know?
Right.
And I don't know. And then I was like, I mean, I guess just where did you feel like, because I can't even imagine my relationship with God if something like that happened to me.
That was a struggle in the beginning because you ask yourself, why?
Yeah.
Why is this taken from me? I felt like something was taken from me in the beginning. I mean, I still feel that. Like, we're human. We're human nature. We're going to think that, and I still think that. It was also stripped from my children.
Yes.
So, like, they don't get to experience their cool dad, you know, and that's, I think, what I struggle with most. I got to experience him for 10 years, and I'm grateful for that. But Parker and Palmer were stripped from everything, I feel like, and they don't get to be around their dad, and Parker doesn't get to be taught golf from his dad, and it's little things like that. Like, it's a future too, because we had like all these plans,
right?
And, like, I mean, you make those plans when you don't even have kids yet, and you're like, we're gonna go when they are playing in college. We're gonna go get a camper, and, like, you know, follow them around, you know, just things like that. So it's just that kind of like hits me dead in my tracks sometimes, where I'm just like, you know, I'll like lose my breath a little bit thinking about, oh, he's really not here. You know, so I mean, sometimes that does hit me too. He was deployed for almost a year and a half when we first got married.
I forget that.
Yeah. I mean, I basically just hit the year and a half mark of like him not being here. So it's almost like I was used to that in a sense of like, I've done it before. So, all right, the year and a half mark's up, like you can come back through the door.
Now.
So that was kind of a weird moment too with that. But if it wasn't for my faith and my children, I think it would look way different. And I don't think their ages. I truly do think, though, their ages might have been a blessing to me, because even though, I mean, Parker acts just like John Brum. I mean, it is nuts. I mean, the things that he says, even his mannerisms, the way he sleeps, I mean, down to the little bitty tiny things, like having just a heart of gold, too, and telling me that, oh, Mommy, your hair looks pretty today, or your makeup looks good. I'm like, did not look good yesterday. I mean, why are you just not telling me this now?
Yeah.
But little things like that. And then when I was pregnant with her and after this happened, like I prayed every day that she looked just like him. I was like, I don't need 2 of them that act just like him. I need one's enough for that. And then I need one that looks like him. And so I pretty much got that in both of my kids. But just in her being little and not really knowing.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then Parker, I mean, but he still brings up John. I mean, we watch videos, we look at pictures, they're all over the house. Like, we don't shy away from talking about it or sharing his voice or he wants me to tell stories about him at night and things like that. And we'll send a balloon up to heaven on his birthday and, that kind of thing, which we just finished our little birthday season. Like Christmas is hard and my birthday is hard. That's a big, heavy season. And then it rolls around where it's all of their little birthdays, right?
Really?
Right beside each other. So you've got, So
wow.
That little season's hard and this season is hard. And then it's summertime and it's then back to school. I feel like once you have that second kid, it's like time really does fly. Because I really feel like with Parker turning 5 on Friday that I've truly felt, I've felt his 5 years. Like, I have felt it. But with Palmer, like I blinked and she was 2.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a weird, but I mean, of course you're one-on-one with your first kid. And
right.
You like can take in more of the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're kind of running crazy when you got the second one.
And you've gone through a lot in her life too.
Yeah,
sure.
Right.
Yes. But I think with the parties, just like even her coming over, if we're planning a party, she'll come over after she puts William to bed and my kids are asleep.
Oh,
and
that's perfect.
We work on stuff, I think, maybe for 12 minutes and then she's there for 2 more hours just like talking about random things. So like, but that's healing in itself. It is.
Yeah.
Just having somebody there with
conversation and having support and that's just the biggest thing is people in your circle and in your corner and your biggest fans and are there to listen. Not really just because I mean, to be honest with you, none of my friends and family can give me advice on this.
I was going to say, I mean, this is like...
I mean, it's something I would never want to wish on anybody else, but like they can't say, yeah, I went through that. Here's what you should do. Like it's a brand new can of worms, basically, to walk through and to heal. But I'll never be totally healed from it. I mean, there's always going to be like an emptiness of him for sure in my heart, but then just like that whole like what if this didn't happen, what if we had caught something, what if we, and you can't play the what if game, but it's just it's so hard to just
we're humans like you said,
right? I mean
it's hard. So just really listening, just people listening and being there. I feel like most of the people some of the people that I interviewed in season 1 just about grief, loss, those 2 subjects, I mean, it was seriously of just Kelly, who had a stillborn, and she said people just would be at my house.
Yeah.
People were just sitting there. And she said, I remember just her saying, like, that's all I really wanted. I don't really want to talk, but somebody was just there. And sometimes you just need people's presence. But it's amazing
and even I've learned a lot about how maybe I should react to different situations for other people through this.
Yeah.
Like, somebody can send me a text message and just say, hey, thinking about you today. Well, that's going to go so far.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like if you're thinking about somebody, you pick your phone up and you tell them.
Yes.
Because it might turn their day around. They may be having a horrible day and they may need that pick me up or they may, that may turn their day around. And that has proven true for my situation for sure. I've got 2 little Johns running around the house.
But thank you for sharing that. I know that was hard. I know you didn't want to go into it. That's why we're not going to go into the full thing.
It's fine.
But I appreciate what you...
But if anybody if anybody is listening to this and has, like, had trauma, had something like this happen to them, it doesn't go away overnight. It is a process. It's going to take a long time and a lot of people and a lot of just openness, too, to other things. Like, you have to let God in your life more so than ever, to actually you cannot do it by yourself.
No,
at all. I mean, if I hunkered down with just Parker and Palmer and just hoped we could get through it, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just being vulnerable with people too, like actually saying that you need something. I'm really bad about.
I can't see you doing that.
Doing that. I don't. Target.
Yeah.
I'm really bad about asking for things. So I do have to work on that a little bit more too.
That's
just
okay.
asking for things.
You're never going to be perfect. You learn as you go.
But yeah.
And I hope that does help someone, because I'm sure there's plenty of girls out there. And I've heard, even with one of my friends from high school lost her husband, and I could be wrong. Sorry, Jenny, if I am wrong. I think they were married for just a few months, but he had known cancer.
Okay.
And they were going to get married, and they were dating. I remember when they started dating, I was like, this is perfect. They are so perfect for each other, because we all went to high school together. But just like how sudden and raw and horrible that is, you know? And it's like people's stories are just so different, but that trauma is still so real.
Right.
You know? And I think any vulnerability, like you said, is helpful in asking for help. And asking for people to be there. Like Sarah.
Yes.
So I kind of want to get into the nitty gritty of the business part.
Okay.
Especially with my husband owning a small business. I don't know, because I'm not him. I don't have the small business shoes on. But the biggest challenge of just when y'all were like, okay, let's do this. Like, what was the biggest challenge so far?
Convincing her husband to let us.
No.
I think we were both so just like, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
Let's make up a logo and a name right now.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
You know,
I
just
love
things
it.
like that. And then we're so, I think like, yeah, it'll work. It'll be fine. And then
We're
her
just gonna
husband
do
is,
it.
Okay, what about this and this?
Mhm.
And
He's the
He's
voice
like-
of reason.
He's the
Yes.
realist.
Okay.
He's
He's
the
the
real
more-
boss.
Let's think
He's
this
who you need
through.
to have on next.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I should have
just,
had him on here with you guys.
You should kick us
he
out.
should be in the
Put me
middle.
here. Yeah.
So he makes y'all think about the logistics part of it, and y'all are both the dreamers. I guess if y'all are like,
But
let's
he,
just do this.
but he is so supportive, though.
He is.
We could come up with some random crazy idea, and he's gonna maybe question us a little bit first, but then eventually come around and say yes.
Is he the one that built that bow?
He builds everything for us.
Okay.
That's his mother-in-law. They are so creative, so crafty. Can
That's
build
so
anything.
cool.
Yeah, so I think we just come to him with ideas and he thinks through them. Anything logistically, he kind of takes on
that's
for
good.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like the employee that didn't really know he was getting a new job, but now he has one on top of everything else he does.
Yeah.
But he never says no, and it's never with a groan or anything like that. He just kind of does it and helps along the way we need it.
Anything we want built or anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that
He
bow in
does it.
itself. I went to a baby shower, for the ones of you that have no idea what I'm talking about. I went to a baby shower at Abbie's house, and I was like, what is this bow? This is so pretty.
Yeah.
And she's like, Sarah's husband made it. And it was just so cool. But what was it even made out of?
Yeah. It's like the foam wire
Yeah, so
It was very impressive.
insulation type stuff inside, and then the pink is
I think
like
it's
a
like sheets.
satin sheet.
Oh.
It's just like perfectly.
I mean, it was perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
That is so
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
See,
He
y'all
probably
were made
hates
to
us
do
coming
this.
to him though, because I've had him make
Yeah.
something for Palmer's party, and
Now, that was a
he
cool
just
party.
Kept asking,
Are you sure?
"Are you sure you want that? Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes."
Is that what
I
he
made
means
my
by
mind.
no?
Yeah.
He's also very particular, so it's hard to kind of get him on board with how
Okay.
it's going to work and how it's going to look. And then if we do want something made, it's, well, is it good enough? Is it perfect? And he's kind of like us in that sense too. So,
Yeah, perfectionist a little bit.
oh
Yes.
yeah, him
Yeah.
probably more than
All
both of
three
us.
are, and so that's a challenge.
Well,
too,
y'all's
sometimes.
parties are perfect. Yeah. So, what do you think y'all bring to the table when it comes to the difference of other party planners? Like, did y'all look through the community and you're like, is there other party planners? What could y'all bring to the table that's different?
I think when you like type in like party planner, Madison,
Mhm.
Huntsville, like wedding planners come up.
Yes.
Usually,
Yeah.
and wedding planning is such a huge industry, and I mean, we can dabble in that if
Yeah.
somebody wanted us to be
Right.
doing something with weddings, and I've directed a wedding before, and I've helped all the things like that. But there was not really like a birthday, really like specialty
Yeah.
type deal.
Right.
And I felt like if people are wanting this like kind of outrageous like birthday look, like we could give them that. Like we could
Yeah.
do that. Like did that for Parker, or I did that for this, or I have this idea for this, or this would be cool. Or so I don't really think there was like a huge market in this area for like more small scale party type things.
Right. I think we wanted to be able to give like those intimate moments, like a celebration without charging a fortune. Like, I don't think either one of us went into it like, we're going to make so much money.
Yeah.
It's not about that at all. Yeah. It's literally just about the people we're doing it for. And so we wanted to be in that space. We didn't have to be corporate and big and the number one. Like, that's not what we're here for. And so I think we knew we could provide that to anybody and everybody.
Well, it's very unique, like how, and the color, like it's very colorful. What has been your favorite one that you've done this past year?
Oh.
Do y'all have a favorite? Top three?
Every single party, we get in the car and I say, I think that was my favorite party that we've ever done. And I say that exact same sentence, I think, after every single party that we do.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah. It's almost like we're trying to, like, beat ourselves in a sense, too. Like, how can we kind of top what we just did? But they're all so different. I mean, we've done Frozen and Paw Patrol and Parker. I think I waited 4 years just to have a golf party. It's called FORE, F-O-R-E.
Yes.
I've waited 4 years to have that party, and
you already have Palmer's planned for next year.
Well,
I mean,
and hers was so cute. It was a Dr. Seuss, right? Or like,
she likes really weird things.
I love that.
She likes, well, it's either that or Jack Skeleton.
Oh, okay.
So that was a hard no for the Jack Skeleton party. She loves Nightmare Before Christmas. So weird.
That's so funny.
But she loves the Grinch. And so I was just like, okay, we can go maybe like a Cindy Lou Who route.
That was really
the pinks and do the reds. And it was a February party. So,
but I would never even think.
It was wild.
But I would never even think to do that. I am not creative at all. Like, I would never even think. Like, when I saw that, I was like, that is so cute. That is adorable.
And William's first birthday was like national park theme, which Alex and Sarah are national park.
So
they
cool.
go to them and they travel.
Yeah.
And so it was like, it was bound to be a national park theme.
Yeah, I think we just knew that we wanted that for his first birthday when he can't tell us that's not what he wants.
Right.
So, yeah, we just kind of.
Like a good solid 3 years in there where they wouldn't really tell us.
Yeah, and I had never seen it done, so I was like,
I've never
I'm going to do it.
That.
We're going to try it.
So what did it look like? Like, what did you do? You just had the different national parks, like?
I kind of just had like a little welcome
poster.
Yeah, like a little welcome center that you'd see in any park.
So cute.
Like, I think his favors were like little adventure bags with like binoculars and then just all the things to explore. Because I didn't want it to be a camping theme because, I mean, I'm sure my husband would love to take us camping, but I'm not a big camper. But like going and visiting the parks and like he had taken me to Sedona and Zion and just being in the desert and feeling like free and look at everything God has around me and I'm just this piece. I don't know. It just was right. And we had talks about like we're ready to start our family when we were at Zion. And so it was just.
Did y'all do the Narrows?
We did.
So we did that.
It's amazing.
That is, I mean, speechless. I mean, you come down that canal, and you're like, what? I mean, it is truly like, how do you see that and not believe that there is a God, that there's a creator? I mean, you're first of all hiking on bowling balls in the water. Right. I mean, don't fall. I did fall.
Yeah.
Fell. It was awful. But, I mean, that was my husband's favorite. Did y'all do Arches? Mm-hmm. That was my favorite. Yeah. The Arches National Park is, but that is such a boy park. Like if you could take, because we want to take Cooper back when he's like, I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. Because I mean, it was like a playground of just like smooth rocks where you could just, I mean, I felt like a little kid. Yeah. You know, so cool. What a cool idea.
So cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is so cool. See, so creative. See ya. So as far as whenever y'all started, it sounds like y'all have already answered this question, but y'all both were like, let's do this. There was no doubt, not 1 ounce of doubt. Whenever y'all started.
I don't necessarily think doubt may be the word. I think maybe just like getting the clients or getting a party scheduled. Or I guess that's the doubtful part of it.
Like how to make it possible and successful.
Who's going to call us and who's going to actually schedule a party and who's going to like.
Do you start with friends and family first, or did y'all just like put your post out there and hope that somebody would call you?
So we had a little our first event was a little Mother's Day event last year. And we wanted to basically invite everyone that we knew to just come to my house.
Yes.
Build a bouquet. We had a bouquet bar area.
Mhm.
And so we had some hors d'oeuvres. We had some of our favorite vendors there that we've used before. And it was just a free thing. People came to my house. I think over 50 people ended up showing up at my house
That's
that
so
day.
cool.
We had a cool backdrop. Just to kind of like showcase little things that we could do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then from that, we created like a new Instagram and a Facebook.
Right.
And then I had a friend of mine who actually coached before. She was making some TikToks for us. And so 'cause
Nice.
I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Why is
at
that so
all.
intimidating for us? I'm like, I think it's our age.
I think both of us
maybe.
were like,
I'm like, I can do
no.
a really cool MySpace.
I know. I could put my
And take a really cool song
yeah.
for
Get a
us.
really cool background.
Yeah.
love
But yeah,
that.
we were just like, people will see TikToks and people will see a reel. And I'm
Yes.
just like, we don't know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But yeah, so we had that little event, and then the clients just kind of started coming through. I felt like we were
Yeah.
busy there. We were doing something almost every other weekend.
July was really
July
busy.
was so busy.
like
Really.
every
Summer
weekend in
was.
July, yeah.
And then we're always just trying to think of just different things to do all the time. I
Mhm.
mean, one of us could see a fabric swatch or a little print of something, and we're like, we could do a whole party based on just that color or that
That's so
print
cool.
or that fabric or
Right.
that. And we've done that before. And so that's really cool too. And we'll end up sending
Yeah.
each other the same exact things, or we'll have pinned the exact same things, or we'll have sent each other the exact same like Instagram post or
Yeah.
whatever.
Aw,
The same
I
things
love
would be
it.
in our Amazon cart
Yeah.
that we need to show each other. And
That's cute.
so
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like even down to like pajamas. It's like, did you see these? These look like something you would wear. And I
I
sent
just
the
got them in
screenshot.
today.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
all the
Well, I
time.
was looking obviously before y'all came in, and I was like creeping on y'all's business Instagram. So y'all do birthdays mainly, but
mainly
then
birthdays.
I saw some other things, and it was just like all it said. I think on the post was like a celebration of some sort, but it was like a table, like a really pretty table set up. And so, what other kind of parties do you do other
It's
than?
probably for your brother,
Mhm.
wasn't it?
So my brother was getting married last June, and so
Okay.
I kind of just messaged my sister-in-law. I was like, "Can we like do a tea party for you? Like, are you okay with that?"
That is
And
so
she was like,
cute.
"Absolutely." And so they just gave us free reign to kind of do whatever, but they're also super fun. And so we tried to sprinkle in some disco balls or just like fun patterns and things like that.
Yes.
So that was like a couple's engagement party.
That's
Um,
cute.
So we can do anything like that too. I think birthdays have mostly come to us, but we're
Right.
willing to do
Whatever.
anything.
Anything.
like
Yep.
But y'all
anything.
don't have a favorite. Y'all still
Party?
haven't said a favorite party.
I don't
Y'all are
know.
so funny.
Maybe Parker's fourth
Fourth,
for me.
yeah.
Just because we had like 18 holes of putt-putt golf in the backyard.
So good.
Oh,
I
my
had gotten
goodness.
him a like the white like Masters like jumpsuit, and Brome was on the back. He had his clubs out there. I made him like scorecards. Had
That's
balls.
really cute.
That was, I think that might have
Yeah.
been the backdrop was like the turf,
So
Mhm.
cute.
like a golf turf.
So how do you do all of these like really elaborate cool things without like breaking the bank? Like just from somebody that like I would love to do that. I would love to like
Right.
get all those things.
The cool thing about it is that we do have like so much now. I
Yeah.
guess in the beginning we were
Collecting
like
everything.
scrounging
Right.
for stuff and
Mhm.
everything. I mean, we've done parties for people where they've just rented stuff from us.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we've said, oh, this would be cute here. This is cute here. We may throw a mood board together, and we take them things to rent, and that's all they need from us.
Right.
And so we're pretty much can do as little as you want or as much as you want. We've had
Okay.
people
Right.
come in, and the party's all set up, and their family walks into their own party. And it's all done, and we leave. And so we've
Mhm.
had as much as that, and we've had where we're there the whole entire time and setting up things, or we just give somebody a favor wall, like
Right.
it's or a backdrop
Okay.
or something like that. We can kind of hit any need, I
Okay.
guess.
That's
I
cool. So you
say.
could
Yeah.
either rent or y'all could do the whole thing
Right.
Mhm.
where somebody could just
Yeah.
walk
Or
in
even
there.
ideas. I mean,
Yeah.
we're there to just give ideas too. And we can find like the little things that just add the special touches that maybe you didn't know how to add.
Yes.
I feel like we're good at the details.
Y'all are the details.
details.
I mean, Oh, I mean, it is truly like I love looking at the pictures of it. I'm like, I just don't have that type of brain.
And we take pride with our details for sure. I think that's what's kind of makes it most like memorable. I guess looking back at pictures.
And I think that's why it's hard to pick a party, because like we were just looking back at everything we had done within this last year, and we're like, we've done a lot of stuff, and we're proud of all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to like. How do you keep things like really fresh and like unique? But it sounds like y'all just naturally have that. So I'm like, these questions, it's just like what I had to ask.
We always kind of have like a party or two in the back of our head that we kind of always want to try to do.
Okay.
That we've seen, I mean, it could be as simple as we've seen a plate, or we've seen a really cool craft, or we've seen
even like something on Pinterest
swatch,
and you're like zooming in and you're like, look at this one tiny thing right there. Let's do something based off that.
Y'all are so funny. If somebody sent me a text like that, I would be like, what? What do I do with that? I don't know. Like, yeah, that sounds great, but I don't know what to do with it.
We can even give, or at least I can give a terrible explanation of what I'm thinking. And she's like, oh yeah, I see it. And I'm like, okay, good.
Makes perfect sense.
That's so cool. That's so cool that y'all have that gift. I don't know what that's like.
It also helps too when somebody comes to us and already knows what they want.
For sure.
Or has a theme in mind. We've had clients that have been super involved and have said, I want this, 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 and that's great. We've had others that like, this is the theme. And then crickets. You know, just like
you do you.
You show up and do it all.
What's the hardest part? Is it harder when they're like, this is the theme, and then y'all have to like, is that the hardest part of the job? Maybe?
I don't know. I will say we've had some times where we're like, oh, we really love this. Hopefully they'll go with it. And they wanted something different, which is fine.
Yeah.
And so we have, like she said, some parties in our toolbox that we're kind of waiting to break out. But I don't know. I feel like having an idea and us letting us run with it is super nice. But
it's also stressful.
It is stressful. Too. So when they can kind of come in and say, well, I like this look. This is what I want.
We appreciate all types of clients.
Yeah.
That's the short answer to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if, say, somebody sees you guys and they would love to do it, they meet with you guys, can't afford it, what is like the best tip for planning a party that, like, say, a mom for a baby that, or, you know, first birthday, that they still want it to be so special, but they don't want to go over budget? What would be like the best tip as far as planning your own party without getting too excited?
Right.
Because you can go down a rabbit hole.
You can. As a mom, it's so hard.
When you do that with parties, we're just
big trouble.
I know. Well, Pinterest in itself is just like a black hole.
And now we're to the point where like, we can do that. Alex can make that. Wow. We can totally
just say
do
yes to
Maybe just call Alex. That's what they're trying to say. That's the tip. He's going to be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I guess what's kind of cool about that is that if somebody wanted us to help them, like, we can pretty much do whatever the client wants. I mean, we're there to help you ultimately. Like, we want you to make a memory.
So people can give you what they can afford.
Yes. I mean, like, somebody could give us a budget and we'll say, okay, here it is.
Right.
So, I mean, we're not closed off to anybody ever.
Oh,
we never will be. I mean,
Right.
that's not in our wheelhouse to ever say. I mean, we would never we would never say no to anyone.
Yeah, and I think instinct, like the real honest answer is if someone was like, I want to do this, but I really don't have the money to do yada yada.
Yeah.
What would you do? I think the advice is free. Like, you know, I feel like both of us would step in and be like, well, you could do blah, 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 and make their party special, you know, for a budget that fits them. But any lane we can assist with. So big, small.
I'm sure just seeing people like fall in love with what y'all do is just like enough in itself.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, they're having such a good time.
We are having a good time.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Do y'all clean up and stuff? Like, do y'all come back and get all your things and then y'all do all that too?
Yeah.
We do.
Wow, y'all are working so hard.
Yes.
Have y'all done any like bachelorette parties or anything like that?
That's what we really want to do.
Yeah.
really
I could
want
see
to
y'all
do
doing such a good job with that. I mean, I really could. Especially
just
if it was like
setting up a place where all of them would stay. Or like, I know.
I could see y'all doing a good job.
And even like backtracking a little bit, because I know some bachelorette parties are not here.
Yes.
Like, we're more than willing to send anything. Like, we're working on a box too that we can
just now.
Yeah, just full of party, so it's set up and it's ready for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I don't know.
One of my best friends lives in South Alabama.
Okay.
And she texted me a couple weeks ago. She's like, hey, his birthday's on the 26th, like it's during the week. We just want something super small. Can you send us some stuff to just do like a dining room table type shindig? Like my parents will be there, his parents will be there. So like, can you just make us a little box for that? And we're like, sure. So they love they're big dog lovers and all the things. So we did like a little first birthday dog themed little box. And so we'll set it all up on one of our dining room tables, probably today or tomorrow. We'll take a picture of it. We have all this stuff going, and then we'll put it in a box and ship it, and she can take out the picture and just set it up exactly how we had it.
Y'all are so cool.
And so she's gonna love it.
Yeah, she will.
So do y'all create everything from like Canva, or like you create your own like graphic design from there?
We've been using Canva mostly.
I love that.
It's super user friendly.
Yeah.
Because I see some of y'all's signs and stuff. I'm like, how did they do that? I was like, is that Canva? Like, how do you even do that?
We've had to buy some clip art and some things like that to like actually make something we want to look a way we want it to look. Sometimes it's hard to do that from scratch. And we're like not trained in any type
graphic
of
design.
Y'all do a great job.
Maybe that's maybe we should do a class or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are doing a great job. So kind of just summing it all up, whenever somebody does a party with you guys, what do you want their biggest takeaway from just like working with you, doing a party with you to be? Like, what's the biggest thing that you want them to get from you guys and from the party? Just their experience.
I want them to see like how much like love we pour into it.
Yeah.
I guess. And just like I basically treat it as like it's going to be a party for one of my kids. Like we pour a lot into it, and we're up late at night, and we'll pull all-nighters with certain things. We have to paint something, or if we have to, I think you were at my house till about 1 or 2 a.m. working on Palmer's. Just, little things like that. It's never like a horrible thing either. Like I enjoy doing it. Like I want to do it.
Yeah.
Of course, we want others to see how much time we put into it, but just like how much thought goes into it. Like we spend as much time thinking about my next teaching lesson than I do like the next party I've got planned almost. And just seeing like how God has worked through this company, and like we thought like, okay, we may just have like 1 or 2 every now and then, and we're like, we've had to say no before,
really,
because we've been so busy.
That's so good.
And so, that's been like a huge blessing too.
Right. Like, I don't know, I got emotional there, so I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
Can you re-ask me the question? My brain went like...
Girl, no, it's totally fine. So pretty much like, what do you want
a takeaway?
A takeaway that the customers...
I think it's the same thing, just like the joy and the pride. Like, I want them to look back and say, like, I trusted them, and they have given me everything that I asked for and more. And then back to what Abbie was saying about just investing ourselves. I feel like anytime there's a party coming up, I feel like we're talking about it and constantly thinking about it leading up to it, just trying to make it as perfect as possible for them.
Yeah.
So I'd want people to see like the love and detail put in there. And I don't want them to shy away from a small startup business either. We're willing to do anything, and we're not afraid to tackle anything. So just trusting us to do that, and then hopefully the turnaround is everything they wanted it to be.
And then you'll plan the next one.
Right.
And we've had clients too that have used us multiple times, like for birthday parties.
Yeah.
This past year we did a Frozen party, and we hired an Elsa to come.
Oh my goodness.
And
did y'all
it was
find
the
an
cutest
Elsa?
thing ever. Yes.
Okay.
And so we got the party all set up. Elsa's in the parking lot. She's coming in. And then I get a text from the family, and they're about 10 minutes away. And I was just like, okay, this is about to be like the coolest moment ever. We've got the party all set up. Elsa's going to be standing at the door, like greeting this family and this little girl. And so it's just going to be the coolest thing ever. And so we just kind of like stood back with our phones ready to take pictures and stuff. But the look on their faces just when they walked in and saw Elsa and just their whole little party. It created a core moment for them.
Yeah.
And I just love that I was able to be a part of that and that little memory. And the mom's amazing. She's like,
wonderful.
we'll remember this forever. And just, getting just that text message alone, like they're going to remember something that we did.
Yeah.
It's just, that says a lot. So that gives me chills and butterflies and all the things. But
just trusting us with the whole process too, and just how happy she was afterwards was just everything, I think. And that's what we wanted starting it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, just so validating that this was maybe the right thing for us at the time. And
well, and it's so scary, especially with you like leaving school and then like, and I know, and I'm not saying this, I want this to sound right. So like, when you leave your career and like how we talked about how hard you work for that, and then staying at home is also very difficult.
Yeah.
But there is purpose in that too. But I feel like when you are so career driven and then you are staying home, you can almost feel like, I know there's a purpose in this, but it feels like different.
Like your talents are like, you're not using them.
Right.
Yes.
To the most of your
like you're
ability.
almost losing yourself a little bit. Like I don't want to speak for you.
No, I think like the creativity side, like I was, and just the teacher I was, like I was very confident in the teacher I was, and I was like, I'm good at this. Like, I'm meant to do this. That was scary leaving that, because I'm going into a world where I have a baby and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I'm trying my best here.
Yes.
And teaching, it's like you have a confidence because you have those lessons and you're like, this one, yes. And then some days
principal can walk in right now.
And I am good to go. But some days as a mom, you're like, oh my gosh, am I meant to do this? And so for me, I mean, it was just stepping out there. I don't know.
And trusting God of just, okay. And then now that y'all have trusted him in this and like this obedience of like, okay, like we're doing this and look how much he's blessed it.
Right. And I think for me, I mean, I can't speak to this for Abbie, but like coming from somewhere where we don't have anybody in this area, God opened doors for me besides from the party business. Like all of her core group of people that are there supporting her have kind of like cared for me and loved on me too. And like, come on, Sarah, you're with us. And it's just been like,
that's sweet.
I don't know how to explain it, but just a huge blessing to me outside of the party business. I feel like I've gained more, I don't know, just knowing her.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Than just the party stuff. I don't know.
Like, don't knock anymore type. People. I mean, just come on in if I'm giving a kid a bath, or we just kind of go back and forth like that too, which is great.
And that's such a blessing from God, like truly. Like, I mean, everybody that is listening to this is like thinking of that one friend that you're like, it almost like allows you to take a deep breath and you're like, fresh air, like you said. And that's like what this business has done for you and you. It's just giving y'all both like this awesome friendship, fresh air, and then loving on people some more. That's so sweet. It's gonna make me cry saying that. Oh my goodness. But the last thing I ask everybody, because this is Tea Time with Dagan, and a lot of people are really like lots of big haters of sweet tea around here. But I do ask everybody, what is your favorite glass of sweet tea or cup of sweet tea that you ever had? And if you don't like sweet tea, that's fine. You can tell us that too.
So I'm not really a sweet tea drinker.
I saw her face.
It's going to be one of us. No, okay. So I will drink two kinds though.
Okay.
One is my nanny's.
That's been a lot of people that don't like it. It's always the grandmothers.
Oh yeah.
And then Creekside Elementary's lunchroom sweet tea.
I've never had it
at school. Like they have the best sweet tea.
Oh my
goodness. The first time I tried it, I took a sip while I was in the lunchroom, like getting it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this tastes just like my nanny's." And they all were just like, "That is the biggest compliment you could ever give us. It's like your grandmother's sweet tea."
Yes.
So every once in a while, I will have some sweet tea at lunch.
I've never had it. Now I feel like robbed of an opportunity because I didn't have it.
Abbie's gonna have to get you some.
Yeah.
Or you can just come eat with your students.
My celebrity day, I will show up and meet with them. That'll be perfect.
Sweet tea.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I'm not picky with sweet tea. I'll drink pretty much any sweet tea. Now I do like Piper and Leaf's Front Porch Special, which I don't know if it's really a sweet tea.
It is good,
but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like a treat. I don't know.
It is pretty sugary.
Yeah,
but it is.
What's
good.
your favorite?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that. It is so good.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is
like
really good.
I mean, it's ridiculous how good it is. I'm just like, I'll go to McDonald's, which is good. Like, I'm not that picky either.
Right.
Like, I'll drink sweet tea pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
McAllister's.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But Chick-fil-A, there is something in that tea.
Do you make your own at home?
No, it's too tempting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get it.
I have a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Seeming that this podcast is literally named after my problem. No, I have like fasted it just to be like, this thing is not going to have control over me. Like, I will not drink this and like have to where I have to have it every day. Like, I cannot stand to have something have control over me like that, which is so funny. But no, Chick-fil-A. It's the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it.
You will. Well, thank you guys.